Opposites attack in Sam Shepard's True West, his Pulitzer Prize-nominated play about two brothers who may have more in common than they think. Holed up in their mother's California house, low-life drifter Lee and preppy screenwriter Austin wrestle with a lot of issues, but mostly with each other. Ethan Hawke and Paul Dano star in the Roundabout Theater Company's production of Sam Shepard's classic, its first revival since the playwright's death in 2017. Here's a look.
To tell you the truth, I think that he liked me a lot, actually. I think that he felt that I was somebody that he could confide in.
What'd you do? You beat him up or something?
Hey, I've about had it with the insults, buddy. Oh, you think you're the only one in the brain department. You think you're the only one who can cook things up. Other people got ideas too, you know.
You must have done something, threatened him or something. Now, what'd you do, Lee?
I convinced him.
And joining us now is Paul Dano. Paul, it's an honor to have you here, man.
How are you?
So, how did you become part of this production?
I got a text from Ethan Hawke one day. Ethan and I have been friends for a while. He's directed me in a play. I played young Ethan in a film once many, many years ago. And he said, I know Ethan really well. I know he's a huge Shepard nut. He's worked with Shepard as an actor, as a director, blah, blah, blah. And he texted me something elusive, but something about there's something we could do together. And I knew it was True West. And I don't know the play well, but I just knew. I was like, oh, Ethan's gonna, say we should do True West. And sure enough, that's what it was. I guess Sam Shepard had asked James McDonald, an English director, who he had worked with as an actor. So James had directed Sam as an actor. Sam loved him. I think Sam was a tough cookie, probably. I didn't know him, but
I get the sense,
by all accounts. Yeah. So the fact that he wanted James. And then James, I think, approached Ethan, and they were chatting, and Ethan said, who do you want to play Austin? He said, this guy, Paul. And Ethan said, well, I know him. and he texted me, and I was trepidatious, honestly, because you have to ask yourself, when a play's been done before, and not only done before, but been done quite famously, what do you have to bring to it? Right, what are you offering it? Why would you, Paul, do it? And so I read it many, many, many times, and then finally felt like, okay, I see who I am in this, and it's a great challenge, and I love Ethan, and James seems wonderful, and let's give it a go.
Now, you talk about previous productions, memorable productions. One of the most memorable was the 2000 production with John C. Reilly and Philip Seymour Hoffman. What made it even more memorable was that these actors, alternated roles. Yeah. That's hard to imagine in your production because unlike most other major productions, yours actually follows a description of Sam Shepard, which has the brothers be 10 years difference in age.
Ethan and I felt like, well, we could be brothers, and what is this play like if they are brothers? Not that they're the same person, which is one interpretation, but not what really Sam wanted for this production. Yeah. And so that's really what we tried to dig into in rehearsal was the history of our family. I mean, that's what the play is largely about. He talks about this sort of companion that we all carry around with us, that you don't know if that person is for you or against you. It's and they already do this switch. You don't necessarily have to literally switch. And I think that one way to look at that for me is Sam spent a lot of his life trying not to be his dad. He talks about that quite clearly. These characters are both responding in different ways to their childhood. Yeah,
and their dad, and their own dad, which is kind of modeled on Sam Shepard's dad.
Exactly, and
an alcoholic.
Yes, alcoholic, probably violent. And Austin, you have to shut down parts of yourself often when you're young to survive, right? So Austin wants to not be his dad, so he closes off the parts of himself that are like that. But then eventually they're still there.
Now that transformation kind of happens. It doesn't happen right away. It's it's gradual. Is that difficult? That transformation difficult to pull off?
Well, the play is difficult. The play is really hard. As I said, people say to us after the show, "Looks like you guys are having the time of your life," and we're always like, "Yeah," but the play is somewhat abusive. It's hilarious. I think it's wildly entertaining as well.
It is.
But you're either receiving or you're giving, and that's a lot of energy.
That's
you know,
right.
there's
I
a
mean,
lot
and
of
you're
energy.
on the stage every minute of the play. Both of you guys are.
Yeah.
In an interview, your director, James McDonald, said that Sam Shepard, like Edward Albee, who was Shepard's mentor, or one of his mentors, were playwrights that demanded that actors be incredibly brave and emotionally free in their performance. And he asked that there be no safety net for the actors. Is that how you feel up there?
Well, we're trying. Yeah, that's what we're hoping for every night. We're hoping to get to that space where the impulse of what's going to happen next comes flowing.
I mean, to say that, in fact, to say that it's intense is an understatement. How do you do it? How do you do that 8 times a week, right?
It's the play is scary. You know, both Ethan and I we still feel, I mean, we've done 50 plus shows now, but we still feel that thing, you know, in our chest and in our stomach going, oh my God, okay, what time is 3:30? Okay, tonight, you know, I'm gonna have to go do that again. But it's also beautiful, you know. I mean, once you're out there, it's beautiful. Leading up to it is, you know, you have to conserve your energy. You have to also conserve who you are, because the play takes a lot out of you psychically, and you have to go home, right? And you have to also have a life, and it's crazy, but it's also beautiful.
Paul, I'm sorry we're out of time, but thank you so much for joining us today. It's a great performance, and it's been great talking to you.
All right, good. Thanks.
The Roundabout Theater Company's production of True West is playing at the American Airlines Theater till March 17th.